ha, 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 ha. A laugh's louder, echoing off unseen walls. Aha. The sound of madness. Raw, beautiful, honest. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the aftermath. You did it, didn't you? He leans forward, voice low, almost a whisper. You finally snap. And after what you did, even the judge smiled and said, iconic. He laughs, tell me, did you feel it? That spark. That delicious little tremor in your chest when the world finally noticed you. You see, I've always said it. People don't want peace. They want spectacle. They crave blood, but wear white gloves. They'll call you insane for breaking the rules, yet worship the ones who wrote them. He laughs softly, oh, the irony. It tastes like candy-coated chaos. He walks in slow circles, eyes darting everywhere. Want to know how crazy looks? He grins like everyone else, smiling at funerals, applauding lies, scrolling past pain, because it doesn't match the aesthetic. They'll post quotes about self-love right after destroying someone else's peace. Ah! Society. A masquerade of misery wearing lipstick and filters. People laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at them because they're all the same. And pauses, lights a cigarette, exhales, smoke slowly, you know. There's a funny thing about breaking down. When you finally shatter, no one helps you pick up the pieces. They just watch, because deep down, everyone wants to see how far you'll fall before you fly. He leans closer, speaking directly to the camera. You think they hate you? Oh, no, no. No, they need you. They need villains like us. Without monsters, how would they pretend to be saints? Without chaos, how would they sell control? Without pain, what would they post about? Sheer slow clapping, bravo, darling. You gave them a show. You gave their dull little world something real. You dared to feel what they only fake. And now, they'll whisper your name with fear and fascination, because you did what they all secretly dream about. Smile because it confuses them. He laughs quietly, smile because it reminds them you survived their expectations. Smile because your scars are now your signature, your proof of existence. He grins, tilts head. You wanted redemption. Wrong story. You wanted peace. Wrong planet.
Oh, that's yours now.
Forever steps back, spreading arms, voice echoing with manic joy. So go on, wear your madness like a crown. Let them judge you, praise you, fear you. It's all applause in disguise. You didn't break the rules. You rewrote them. And when they ask, was it worth it? I laugh slowly, menacingly, tell them this. After what I did, even the judge smiled and said, iconic. Her lights flicker, grin widens, voice fades to a whisper. Because sometimes the only way to stay sane is to lose your mind beautifully. Society loves chaos but punishes the ones who expose it. It's the most exquisite hypocrisy ever designed. A theater where everyone claims to love peace while secretly craving the taste of destruction. Look closer. The crowd that gasps at the villain's crime is the same crowd that buys tickets to watch him burn. The same mouths that say, how terrible, are the ones whispering, show me more. Chaos, you see, is entertainment. It's the rhythm of the world, the pulse beneath polite smiles and empty conversations. Every scandal, every downfall, every tragedy, they consume it like a drug. But when someone dares to peel back the curtain and reveal the truth, suddenly, they're the problem. It's funny, isn't it? The world pretends to despise chaos, but it thrives on it. News networks don't run on peace. They feed on disaster. Social media doesn't reward calm. It rewards outrage. Humanity doesn't evolve through silence. It erupts through conflict. But here's the catch. When you're the one who dares to hold up the mirror, they'll call you dangerous. Not because you lied, but because you told the truth too clearly. You see, the world doesn't want honesty. It wants the illusion of morality. It wants to keep chaos safely caged behind closed doors, while pointing fingers at the few who dare to open them. Expose the system, and you'll be called unstable. Question the narrative, and you'll be labeled toxic. Speak the truth too loudly, and suddenly you're the villain. Society worships chaos only when it can control the direction of the flame. When you set the fire yourself, when you light it not for destruction, but for illumination, they panic. Because now the smoke isn't blinding you, it's blinding them. That's the real crime, isn't it? Not violence, not madness, but clarity. The courage to see the rot under the gold. And that's why the ones who expose chaos are never celebrated in their time. They're mocked, feared, silenced. Because they threaten the delicate balance of hypocrisy that keeps the world spinning. People want to feel righteous without ever facing what righteousness truly costs. They want villains to blame, martyrs to mourn, and chaos to watch, but only from a safe distance. You step too close and you ruin the show. You remind them that the stage isn't fiction, that the blood isn't fake, that every mask is hiding something ugly. And for that, they will punish you. But deep down, they adore you. They envy your freedom. They wish they had the courage to scream when they're told to smile, to break when they're told to bend. They won't admit it, but the ones who expose chaos are the ones truly alive. They walk through fire while others hide behind rules. They take madness and turn it into meaning. And maybe that's why society hates them. Because they show everyone else what cowardice looks like. They prove that normality isn't virtue, it's fear dressed as discipline. The truth is, chaos isn't the enemy. It's the truth unfiltered, the heartbeat of existence that polite society tries to suffocate. Every revolution, every change, every awakening began with someone who refused to pretend everything was fine. Someone who was called insane for saying, "This is wrong." But once the dust settles, once the world catches up, those same people are called geniuses, icons, visionaries. The very monsters society tried to bury become the names they carve into history books. Because deep down, even the world that hates them knows, without those who expose chaos, there would be no progress, no reflection, no soul. So yes, society loves chaos but punishes the ones who expose it. Because truth isn't comfortable. It's not pretty. It tears away illusions. It burns through lies. And it shows everyone what they really are. Spectators to their own decay. And when you dare to hold that mirror steady, they'll call you mad, evil, dangerous. But maybe that's the price of honesty. Maybe to expose chaos, you have to become what they fear most. Someone who isn't afraid to see. Madness is not a curse. It's freedom disguised as insanity. It's the moment the chains of expectation snap, and the mask everyone forces you to wear finally cracks. The world tells you to stay normal, to blend in, to behave. But what they really mean is obey. They teach you to fear your own thoughts, to silence your fire, to color inside the lines even when the lines are lies. But madness is when you finally stop pretending that the cage is a home. It's when the walls of normality crumble, and you realize that sanity was never peace. It was submission. People whisper about madness as if it's a disease, something contagious and vile. They look at those who have fallen outside the map and say, "Poor soul," while secretly envying the freedom they see in their eyes. Because the truth is, madness is liberation, the art of no longer caring about the script. It's the death of conformity and the birth of raw truth. The mad don't wear masks because they've burned them. They don't chase approval because they've seen how empty it is. They laugh when they should cry. They speak when silence is demanded. They dream when the world insists on despair. You see, the sane world is built on illusions, stability, reason, morality, all fragile constructs made to contain chaos. But chaos is life. Chaos is creation. Every great idea, every revolution, every work of art that ever mattered began with someone accused of madness. The prophets, the poets, the visionaries, all called insane before they were called legendary. Because to the blind, sight is madness. To the asleep, awakening looks like delirium. And to a society built on lies, truth always sounds unhinged. Madness is not a curse, it's clarity without compromise. It's the unfiltered connection to the self, the ability to see beauty and horror at the same time and still laugh. The mad see the world for what it truly is, not what it pretends to be. They hear the lies in polite conversation, the screams behind every smile, the fear behind every law. They don't run from it. They dance in it. Madness gives you the courage to exist without apology, to love without fear, to destroy what needs to be destroyed so something real can grow in its place. But freedom frightens people. They call it insanity because they can't control it. They can't label it, package it, or sell it. So they lock it away, they medicate it, they silence it. Because a truly free mind terrifies the herd. It questions everything they've built their fragile peace upon. It exposes that sanity is just conformity wearing a doctor's coat. And so, to protect their illusion, they point at the free and call them broken. But tell me, who's really broken? The one who sees the truth and embraces it, or the one who hides behind fake smiles, dying slowly under the weight of normality? The mad are not cursed, they are chosen. They are the ones who see color in darkness, rhythm in chaos, purpose in pain. Their laughter echoes louder because it comes from somewhere real. Their tears burn deeper because they've seen too much. They may walk alone, but they walk awake. And maybe that's the cost of true freedom. To be misunderstood by every soul still shackled to fear. Madness, then, is not the absence of reason. It's the rejection of false reason. It's the refusal to accept a world that calls cruelty normal and kindness weakness. It's the rebellion of the mind that refuses to kneel. Those who embrace it are not insane. They are untamed. They are the proof that within every mind lies a storm, and sometimes the only way to survive the storm is to become it. So no, madness is not a curse. It's freedom in its rawest form. The kind of freedom that scares the sane because it cannot be tamed, it cannot be bought, and it refuses to be silent. Villains are simply the mirrors, reflecting everyone's hidden truth. That's why people fear them. It's not because of the chaos they create or the crimes they commit, but because when a villain speaks, something deep inside us recognizes the words. A quiet voice whispers, "He's not entirely wrong," and that whisper terrifies the world more than any explosion or bullet ever could. The villain is not the opposite of the hero. He is the consequence of the hero's denial. He is the part of humanity that refuses to hide behind illusions of goodness, the part that says what everyone else is too afraid to admit. You see, every smile hides a fracture. Every saint hides a sin. Every law is written by hands that tremble with guilt. The villain simply refuses to hide it. He drags hypocrisy into the light, strips away the perfume of morality, and says, "Hair, this is what you really are." That's what makes him dangerous. Not his violence, not his madness, but his honesty. Because the villain doesn't play by society's rules, and society hates anyone who exposes how fragile those rules really are. People love heroes because they represent the fantasy. Clean, noble, flawless saviors who give meaning to suffering. But villains? Villains remind people that the same darkness, they condemn lives inside their own hearts. The urge to control, to dominate, to destroy, to be remembered, those are not foreign to us. They are buried, suffocated, silenced beneath morality and manners. Yet when we watch a villain rise, we feel something primal stir within. A part of us leans closer and whispers, "If I had the courage, I'd do the same." The villain is the reflection that society spends its entire life trying not to look at. Every act of cruelty, every selfish decision, every false smile is a seed of villainy growing in the garden of normality. The only difference between them and us is that villains stop pretending. They stop apologizing for their nature. They embrace what others deny. That light and darkness are not enemies, but twins. One cannot exist without the other. The villain becomes what the world pushes away, and in doing so, becomes its most honest expression. Heroes are born from admiration. Villains are born from rejection. One is shaped by applause, the other by silence. But while heroes show the world what it wants to be, villains show the world what it is, and the truth hurts. That's why people call them monsters. It's easier than admitting that the monster looks familiar. The eyes of the villain are not windows to evil. They are mirrors, showing humanity what it refuses to see. You can see it in every great story. The hero and the villain are two sides of the same wound. One tries to heal it, the other exposes it. And maybe both are needed. Because sometimes healing requires destruction. Sometimes truth requires madness. And sometimes the only way to save the world is to burn its lies first. The villain is not born cruel, he's born aware. Aware of the hypocrisy, the corruption, the shallow morality dressed in gold. He stops pretending that society's rules are sacred and starts asking why they exist at all. He sees that good and evil are not absolutes. They are perspectives written by those who win. And once you realize that, it's impossible to go back to blind obedience. That realization doesn't make him evil, it makes him free. So yes, villains are simply mirrors. They don't create the darkness, they reveal it. They hold up the reflection and force the world to face itself. The greed, the fear, the hunger for power, the selfish need to be seen as good, while doing the opposite. The villain is not the destroyer of truth. He is its messenger, cursed and celebrated, feared and admired. Because deep down, we all know that the line between hero and villain is only as thin as honesty. And sometimes, the most terrifying truth of all is that the villain's reflection looks a little too much like our own. Smiling through pain is the most terrifying rebellion of all. It's not the scream that frightens people. It's the silence behind a smile that doesn't break. Anyone can cry. Anyone can collapse when the weight of the world becomes unbearable. But the one who smiles through it, that one is something else entirely. That smile isn't denial, it's defiance. It's the whisper that says, "You can't destroy me, no matter how much you try." The smile becomes a weapon, a statement that suffering may bend the body, but it will never own the soul. There's something haunting about a person who suffers and still smiles. It unsettles people because it exposes how fragile their comfort really is. When someone smiles through agony, they dismantle the illusion of control that others cling to. The world doesn't know how to react to strength that doesn't announce itself, to pain that doesn't ask for sympathy. So they call it strange, cold, maybe even mad. But the truth is, smiling through pain is the highest form of resistance. It's the refusal to let misery define your spirit. That kind of smile is not the one you show in photographs. It's carved, not created. It's born from nights where tears became prayers and silence became armor. It's the smile of someone who has faced the abyss, stared into it, and laughed softly because they finally understood. The abyss only wins if you flinch. The ones who smile through pain have already made peace with the fact that life isn't fair, that betrayal comes from the ones closest, that love sometimes wounds deeper than hate. And yet, they choose to keep their head up. That choice alone makes them dangerous. The world is terrified of people it cannot break. They expect you to collapse, to shatter, to scream. That's the script everyone follows. Fall apart, get sympathy, rebuild. But when you don't play the role, when you stand there bleeding and still smiling, they don't know what to do with you. You take away their power. Because your calm becomes chaos to them. Your peace, earned through pain, becomes a mirror showing them how weak their comfort truly is. There's something poetic about pain turned into grace. Every wound becomes a line in your story, every scar a signature of survival. And when you smile through it, you turn tragedy into rebellion. You tell the universe, you can throw your worst, but I'll still be here, breathing, laughing, living. That smile is not naive, it's battle-worn. It's forged in the fire of endurance. It's not happiness. It's strength disguised as joy. People think rebellion means shouting, fighting, or breaking things. But true rebellion is quieter. It's the calmness after the storm, the ability to stay soft in a world that rewards cruelty. Smiling through pain is a declaration that says, "You will not steal my light." It's terrifying because it's pure, not built on revenge, not fueled by hatred, just a silent, unyielding will to keep existing beautifully. Those who smile through pain are the ones who have seen the worst of humanity and still choose compassion. They've been betrayed but still believe in connection. They've been broken but still build. They've lost everything and still manage to give. That is power, not the loud, violent kind, but the steady, unshakable kind that no blade can cut and no fire can burn. And that's why it scares the world. Because pain is supposed to crush you. It's supposed to change you into something bitter, hard, resentful. But when you smile through it, you prove that pain failed. You turn suffering into art, grief into gold, and despair into resilience. You become living proof that the darkest night can't erase the light in your soul. So yes, smiling through pain is the most terrifying rebellion of all. Because nothing is more frightening to darkness than someone who refuses to stop shining.